Caroline Lurz, EU Policy Advisor at the Brussels office of our foundation. Today, I'm meeting Professor Florian Trauner, a leading expert on European governance with over 20 years of experience. He is Dean of the VUB's Brussels School of Governance and founding co-director of the Interdisciplinary Center on Migration and Minorities. In his role, he oversees the research of over 100 scholars across 11 disciplines. We will be discussing how Europe can attract top talents. Stay tuned for this expert perspective. Hello, Professor Trauner.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for taking the time.
So we will start first with a quick-fire questions round. Please finish the following sentences. Working in Brussels is especially interesting for me because
it's such an international city that wherever you go, you meet different people, hear different languages. It's just simply very interesting.
And if I had to describe the EU with one word, what would it be?
That's a difficult one. Interesting, definitely.
And a place where I especially enjoy spending time is?
With my family. At home, I prefer still at the beach.
Due to the demographic change, many European family businesses experience difficulties finding qualified workers. Migration is often seen as a solution to this problem. Based on your research, what would you say are the best ways to tackle this challenge?
Migration is one part of an approach to tackle this issue. But even as a migration researcher, I would say there are many other ways that you can even consider before pulling in new people. Your Foundation for Family Business just published a study showing the potential in the workforce if you fully exploit them. Creating kindergartens, providing real new and better possibilities for women to combine work and childcare, bringing elderly people more into the workforce. This has huge potential for tackling also societal demographic needs. But, this is a big but, we see that, of course, the society is getting elderly. Right now, we have 4 to 5-year-old workers compared to 1 pensioners. In 2015, will be 2 to 1. So eventually, we will have to talk about how many people do we need in addition to what to activating the population.
The European Parliament and the European Commission are currently working on an initiative to attract talent to Europe. One of the files is the EU-Talentpool, which is an EU-wide platform that matches EU employers with third country nationals. Based on your research, where do you see the potential of such a platform?
It shows indeed that the Commission is trying hard to develop the EU's labor policy, to make the EU as a whole more attractive for third country workers. This talent pool will provide families with a platform to put their vacant positions directly and to look, is there a match with third country nationals? Third country nationals can look there and also see. So it is a more direct interaction between European businesses and potential workforce. It's currently about to be decided. The challenge certainly is that member states consider migration as a very sensitive issue. So not all member states are obliged to participate. They can choose so. There's a lot of room as well for governments to come in through visa procedures, work permits, to actually interfere in a kind of a direct interrelationship between enterprises and workforce. So this is a bit the political challenge, but it's definitely an initiative that could enhance the EU's labor migration policy.
Yes, indeed. You've just mentioned it. The governments also play an important role when it comes to work permits, but also the qualification of third country nationals will require the degrees outside the EU. That is sometimes a big challenge that people with a migration background are facing here at Europe. Do you think we could handle that better, maybe also on the European level?
I think definitely much more could happen there at European and national level. Let's take Germany as an example. For instance, Ukrainian refugees. 2 years ago, there were 65% of Ukrainian refugees were already in the workforce in Poland. In Germany, it was 18%. So it was a big difference. And part of the reason is indeed that the qualifications it's more difficult to get recognition in Germany than in other countries. So I think there's many things that you could do at a national level. And we can see, if you look right and left, there are good examples how to do it better than what you see currently in Germany. But at European Union level, of course, you can create frameworks and common European standards within which the member states can move and decide on joint procedures. There's a lot of still possible there.
You've already mentioned the difference, for instance, between Poland and Germany. More generally speaking, on the EU level, where do you see the most untapped potential of migrants for the labor market?
What we can see is indeed there's huge potential also to bring in migrants who are already in Europe into the labor market. And the study of your Foundation for Family Business showed that even in Germany, if you fully tap on this potential, you may have up to 400,000 more workers in the German labor market. In Germany as well, for instance, there are a lot of migrants who have a toleration, a Duldung, so that are here, they cannot be removed, and often they stay for a very long time. So if these people, which have a very low probability to go back, are actually brought into the system, into the labor force, that would already be super helpful to mitigate some of the pressures on the labor market.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Trauner, for your interesting insights. It was really helpful to hear your perspective.
Thanks for coming to me. It was a pleasure meeting you.